guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of your weekly news roundup. I am, of course, your host, Stando, and I did look into trying to do some of these dailies, and I really just don't have the time. Around midnight when I'm able to work on it, I'm just dozing off and falling asleep. So, sorry, Golden, you're going to keep working on these, buddy. So, let's go ahead and jump into our first story of the day, and that is that Rockstar Games has decided to remake Max Payne 1 and 2 for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, which is exciting. Max Payne came out a long time ago. Of course, there's the iconic and underplayed and rated Max Payne 3 that Rockstar released during the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. But for many fans, the original Max Payne 2, have been very hard to come by here as late, and there's a lot of people that haven't played. So if they're wanting to do something in the future with the franchise, it makes sense to remake the first and second game. Now, a lot of people were kind of on the fence, thinking that Rockstar was going to remake these games because, they did such a horrible job with the GTA trilogy. So, remake or remaster or whatever. But it turns out that Remedy will be working on this. So, Remedy, the original creators of the game, plus the creators of Alan Wake and Control, and it's going to be using Remedy's current engine. So if they're making Max Payne 1 and 2 remake in Control's engine, the same engine used for Control, should be a great third-person shooting blast, excuse me. On to the next story, though. We've got the Unreal Engine 5. It's here. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And with that comes a couple of games that have been announced that are going to be using the Unreal Engine 5. Of course, Crystal Dynamics is going back to making Tomb Raider. They have announced that they are just starting pre-production on a new Tomb Raider that will be using the Unreal Engine 5. And that was at the State of Unreal 2022 event. So really cool. It's got everybody hyped up and excited about the series again because this reboot series has been really good, really fun. But with that also comes, The Witcher 4, just a week prior, said that they were going to be doing a Witcher in Unreal Engine 4, that they're going to ditch the Red Engine for Unreal Engine 4. And we got a little teaser image. It's a lot of people thought, is it a wolf? What's going on with this teaser image? It's a lynx. So we're going to be, supposedly it could be the school in which our new protagonist is a part of. Hopefully it's Ciri. A lot of people want to, I know Geralt's story's over. Maybe Ciri can take up the mantle, but at the same time, if you're playing as Ciri, aren't you overpowered? Maybe something happens that, more overpowered monsters come that, her powers are kind of weak against those monsters. I don't know how it's gonna work within this world, but hopefully, leave it to CD Projekt Red. I know a lot of people are on the fence given what, state of Cyberpunk when it first released. But, they've really turned that game around with the 1.5 patch and the next gen updates. And that game's, getting positive reviews now. It's kind of held up to their quality of standard now. Unfortunately, it didn't release that way. So, I understand that, this company, their biggest hit was The Witcher 3. Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, they weren't as massive. They weren't as mainstream as Witcher 3 was. And so they got all this overnight critical acclaim, critical success. And, so there was a lot of pressure on their next game, Cyberpunk 2077, which they announced way back in like 2013. So you'd think this game's been in, development for a very long time, kind of development hell. And then it comes out and it's broken. It's a mess. And, needed to be delayed, but now the game's in a state where it's really more what CD Projekt Red's vision was. So hopefully they take their time with The Witcher 4 Hopefully, The Witcher 4 is not what it's called. Hopefully, it's called The Witcher inner subtitle here. But anyway, PlayStation Plus, a couple of weeks ago, we had the news that they were merging PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. This is in 3 tiers. So if you keep the normal PlayStation Plus, $10 a month, $60 a year, nothing changes. You pretty much get 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage, safe games, online multiplayer access, yada yada yada. However, if you went to PlayStation Plus Extra, this is $15 a month or $100 a year. You'd be getting all the benefits from the Essential tier, but also a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in Extra tier are downloadable for play. And then the PlayStation Plus Premium, I'll just go ahead and read this. This was slated to be $50 quarterly, $18 a month, or $120 a year. Again, you get everything as listed above, but you get 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, and a catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and PSP generations. Of course, you're going to get cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP and PS4 games offered in the Extra and Premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC. Time-limited game trials will also be added. This offer in this tier, customers can try select games before they buy them. A lot of people were mad that this doesn't come with day one releases like Xbox does. And Jim Ryan made a good point. I'm kind of on the fence about this because you've got Game Pass that is doing day one releases on Xbox Game Pass, but those games objectively, and I'm thinking about this objectively, right? Because I like Xbox as well. I like what Xbox is doing. I am a member of Game Pass. Objectively, those games aren't as the same quality as Sony PlayStation. The PlayStation games are just of a higher tier, a higher quality, and more money pumped into them. And that's just facts. And Jim Ryan did say, that cycle is that, people buy our games. We can take a lot of that money, invest in other studios and other games so that we can, make bigger and bigger projects as the years go on. And if we were to release these day one to the PlayStation Plus, that ecosystem would go away and you wouldn't get the high quality. We wouldn't be able to invest as much. And I get it. I totally get it. I totally understand what he's saying, and it makes sense. And, that's a double-edged sword. We want something new on day one. We want something with the service. But at the same time, we also understand that, you can't put God of War Ragnarok on PlayStation Plus day one. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those situations where it is what it is. Sony has said maybe they could be swayed to change. Maybe a $20 a month tier or $25 a month tier, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Where's that fine balance? Because we see companies like Netflix and Hulu doing original productions where they're taking earnings from those productions and subscriptions and flipping it over into other newer productions to get people to sign up. So I see both arguments here, and it's a really tough sell for Sony, but I wish them nothing but the best. I'm definitely going to try this. I'm interested in going back and playing PS1, PS2, PSP, PS3 games at some point. A lot of people were also mad that the PS3 games were only streaming. Well, apparently there's such an outcry that could change, and maybe they're looking into in the future. This comes from Jeff Grubb, so take it with a grain of salt. It is rumor. He's hearing rumblings from inside the industry that maybe Sony is working on something for PS3 emulation on the PS5, but it's a long ways off, and it's going to cost a lot of money. And right, it's going to cost millions of dollars, millions. I can already tell you because of the architecture differences, and how much different cell processor was from the x86, and to emulate that on x86, you've got to have considerably a little bit more horsepower, I would imagine. I keep saying that. I've said that over the years, that to get it to run properly for every game, to make sure, I mean, do you just go through and make the greatest hits play, or you pick and choose, or do you make all of them play? Either way, it's going to cost millions of dollars to go through and find the correct settings of emulation to pass on to the consumer who's buying into this. If you're going game by game to make sure it's playing optimally and that the consumer is having the optimal experience, the most optimal experience possible, that's one of the things that Nintendo's struggling with. You think it would be easy to emulate the N64 on the Nintendo Switch, right? But Nintendo did have problems when it first rolled out, and they've had to patch it and change some settings in the emulator. So to get Legend of Zelda Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time playing like it should, So it is, we're not. It's easy to armchair engineer and talk about this stuff, but putting it into practice and getting your company to understand why it's important and why game preservation is important and game history is important, that's a whole nother. But anyway, that's all the news I got for you guys this week. I will be hopefully seeing you guys next week. And I love your faces. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash a like, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you know when the next video comes. Also, don't forget, I stream over at Twitch 5 days a week. Week. Go check it out. Twitch.tv/Stando. Bye, guys. Have a good one. See you next time.